So let's get into the why. I guess it must have been around 2015, 2016 that I really noticed how much of my hair had thinned out. And actually, as you can see from these pictures from 2013, my hair's fairly thick on top, but you can see in the temples where it has receded a bit on that widow's peak. And particularly in this last picture, I guess I must have been feeling a bit paranoid about it there, because you can see where it has receded. Jumping ahead now to early 2016, you can see it really has receded there at the front a lot more. It's a lot thinner around the edges. So in the space of 3 years, I guess as time's gone by, I've not noticed as much, but comparing the two sets of pictures, clearly a lot has changed. It must have been happening beforehand, slowly but surely, but I really noticed it when I was planning for my wedding in 2016. So my hairline was quite far back, and it just started to thin at the crown. At the time, I had a friend say to me that I should try taking finasteride. I looked into the background of it, got a bit scared of potential side effects and decided against it. But over the years, it just got thinner and thinner. So by late 2017, early 2018, it got quite bad. So it accelerated quite quickly. So I decided to start taking finasteride. I did some more research. I felt comfortable with the chances of the side effects and what they may be. So I started taking that, and it did improve things. So I think some of the hair did regrow. There was less loss than there was, but the damage had been done by that point. But at least I kind of stopped any further damage. I was able to grow my hair back because I'd shaved it, but it still didn't look great. But I could make do. I decided that I wanted to do something about it about 18 months ago, because I've been doing some research into hair transplants previously, and the only ones I knew about were FUT, so where they take a strip of skin from the back, and I didn't want to go down that route. I didn't want to have a big scar on the back of my head. So more research found about FUE, so follicular unit extraction, so where they take tiny punches of skin, like 4-point pen nib size punches of skin, all the way around the back and side of your head, and then they pop it in the top. And that to me seemed a lot better alternative. So less trauma immediately, less visible scarring, and it seemed like a much more comfortable kind of recovery and things like that. So looked into it. Just before the pandemic hit, I was literally in the process of booking. I was going to go to Turkey, because at the time in the UK it was very expensive to get this done. And it seemed like Turkey actually was sort of where the forefront of this was happening. Loads of people were going, although naturally the idea of travel and sort of going to get a medical procedure in a foreign country was something that was weighing on my mind a bit. But the pandemic hit, so it kind of put brakes on that. I started looking at it again recently, just thinking there must be places in the UK I could just save the money up. I can make the commitment to spend more. And I found a place in the UK that actually was competitive. It's not quite as cheap as going abroad, but it was something I could afford. So I decided to get it done, and here we are. So I had it done on the 11th of August 2021. We're now 11 days in, and this is how it's looking. But I'm very happy that I did it. I think if it's something you're considering having done, you should look into the clinics, you should look into the procedure itself, make sure you're really comfortable with what they're going to do. And also, don't be too ambitious up front. I see a lot of young people going to get this procedure and they focus on things like the number of grafts. People are like, oh, if you go to Turkey, you get 5,000. But remember, you only need as many grafts as you need. If you take so much from here in the start, in the future, if you need another procedure, there won't be much left to take, right? So just bear that in mind. Yeah, that's my background. If you've got any questions, give me a shout.